Hello, my breathing friends, nasal breathing friends. Dina here, hope you're well. I'm just on a little bit of a break, and on my break I've been catching up on some research and some papers that I've printed out on mental health and haven't had a chance to read. So today I wanted to go through that. I wanted to, maybe explain why breathwork is becoming more and more popular, and that's because the evidence-based research is really catching up. So on the plane on the way over, I'm in Vietnam at the moment. I was flicking through some of the papers that I've printed out, and I've got them here, and I wanted to read them out. Apologies. So this one is from 2011, and I really think this illustrates what's going on. And the title is Breathwork, an additional treatment option for depression and anxiety. And there's a big question mark at the end. 2011. So it was questionable. Is breathwork a treatment option? And the abstract says breathwork is an increasingly popular technique, experimental technique, with an approach to psychotherapy, and the claims of positive mental health outcomes rely on anecdotal clinical evidence. 2011, and if we flick through to this paper is from 2023, and it really demonstrates how much it's changed and how much the evidence has changed. So this is a meta-analysis, and they've looked at they pulled together 1,000 articles, but mainly looked at 16, or only looked at 16. And the title is Breathwork Interventions for Adults with Clinically Diagnosed Anxiety Disorders. And it's a review. Now, I've written some notes from this paper, and I wanted to read them out, and I wanted to get them right. So 2011, they were questioning breathwork. In 2023, in psychiatric research and clinical practice, breathwork has been shown to improve symptoms of anxiety, depression, trauma, addiction, obsessions, compulsions, and inattention. Now, there's another article I read on breathwork improving attention, and that's, for me, that's a personal one, because my inability to focus growing up, I really led to, I guess, my learning difficulties, and it's something that I'm still working on today. As I've said when I've been interviewed and on podcasts, doing breath work, doing these practices for me has helped me focus, and I feel smarter. There'd be some other cool things to talk about, but sleep. But let me get back to the paper and to the notes. And in the US, there'll be a predicted cost of mental health going to $56 billion. So there's a need for a cost-effective, side-effect-free, self-administered therapy. And that's where breathwork's going to come into play. There was this study on Buteyko breathing, had some great numbers on it. And over 6 weeks, heart rate decreased 6%, anxiety decreased 12%, blood pressure decreased 5%, and interestingly enough, VO2 max increased 15%. That's 6 weeks of slow breathing. The best study I found was an Indian study out of the 90s, and they reference it in one of these research papers. And they had 50 women with severe anxiety, split them up into 2 groups, control group and a breathing intervention group. And for 30 days, they did breathwork for 30 minutes. At the end of the study, there was a 64% decrease in anxiety for the breathing intervention group, and the control group, no changes. And there was a 44% total recovery. This is the words out of the study, not my opinion at all. So yeah, really interesting to sort of tie it all together and have all this stuff far more evidence-based than it used to be. And yeah, exciting times in the breathing world. I've got courses and classes and bits and pieces coming up. Reach out if I can help, and yeah, keep breathing.